Pittsburgh, Three Rivers Stadium. It's the Pittsburgh Pirates hosting the Montreal Expos on Monday evening. Tim Wallach at the plate in the first inning against Doug Drabeck. Wallach single to right field. Plates Dave Martinez, 1-0 Montreal. Top two now, Ron Hasse at the plate against Drabeck. He also delivers an RBI single. This one would score Larry Walker, and it would be 2-0 Montreal over Pittsburgh through the early innings. Top of the fifth inning, Ivan Calderon at the plate, playing his first game in the National League, hits a home run, a two-run shot, puts Montreal in front 4-0 in the fifth. Through 6 innings, Dennis Martinez, the starter for Montreal, has a no-hitter going. Here he strikes out the opposite number, Doug Drabeck, to end the third inning. Back to Montreal offense, top 6 with the score 4-0 Expos. This is Ron Hasse, RBI single to center field. Larry Walker scores. 5-0 Expos. They score another run on a double play in that inning. 6-0 Montreal. Then it's Delino DeShields batting against Neil Heaton in the top of the 7th. A solo home run, obviously his first of the year. 7-0 Montreal through 6.5. Barry Bonds bats with the Pirates still not having a hit against Dennis Martinez. In the bottom of the 7th, he leads off with a single. It was the only hit Martinez gave up in the contest. He left after 7, and the Pirates fell.
Ivan Calderon and the Montreal Expos are visiting the Pittsburgh Pirates. In the top of the first inning, Calderon will hit a double down the third baseline off of Pirate starter Bob Walk. This will score Delino DeShields and make the score 1-0 Expos. Still in the top of the first inning, Larry Walker comes to the plate, and he hits what looks to be a single into right field that scores Calderon, making the score 2-0, but Walker stretches this one into a double. He was unable to advance, however, and the inning ended 2-0, and then between the top half of the inning and the bottom half, the rains came down, and the game had to be delayed after the grounds crew struggled to get the tarp onto the field. The game was delayed for quite a while. You'll see some fans running out onto the field to slide on the tarp during the delay. Larry Walker took time out to take a nap, resting his head on the lap of Oil Can Boyd in the dugout. Then when they resumed, we'll see in the bottom of the first inning, Chris Navholz striking out Andy Van Slyke. This ends the bottom of the first inning. Navholz pitched 5 scoreless innings in this game and got a no decision for his efforts. With the score 3-1 Montreal in the bottom of the 7th inning, Jay Bell hit a single to center field that scored Gary Reedus and made it 3-2. Then in the bottom of the 8th inning, after Tim Burke had walked in the tying run, he hit Gary Reedus with a pitch. That scored Jeff King and made the score 4-3 Pittsburgh, and that turned out to be the final. The winner Kipper is 1-0, the loser Fry is 0-1. Landrum got his first save.
Shea Stadium is the New York Mets are hosting the Montreal Expos. Darrell Boston in left field starting today, as is Wally Whitehurst, the starter for New York. The Mets are leading 1-0 in the second inning when Larry Walker lifts one to Boston in left field. Boston reaches over the fence and makes the catch. It's a play so nice, I'll show it to you twice. Darrell Boston robbing Larry Walker of a home run that might have tied up the game. In the bottom of the second, with New York still leading 1-0, Vince Coleman at the plate against starter for Montreal, Rick Mailer. Coleman with a 2 RBI double down the right field line. It plates Tommy Herr and Rick Cerrone. After 2 innings, the Mets led it by a score of 3-0. Top 3, Delino DeShields at the plate for Montreal against Wally Whitehurst, with the Mets still leading 3-0. DeShields long fly ball to center field, off the wall to make it a triple. And on the play, Spike Owens scores 3-1 New York in front now. The next man up in the order was Dave Martinez. He lined a single into left center field, scoring Delino DeShields from third base, 3-2 New York in front. That's the score when Dave Magadan bats against Rick Mailer in the 5th inning, and it's a hit-and-run double for Magadan. Jeffrey scores all the way from first base, 4-2 New York in the 5th. 2 New York sac flies followed, and Buck Rogers' crew trailed 6-2 through 7. Wally Whitehurst on his 27th birthday pitched 7 strong innings before yielding to Alejandro Pena. This is Nelson Santavena against Pena in the 9th inning of play, 6-2 Mets. This is an infield single, though, and Tim Wallach scores on the play. It's 6-3 now, Mets. John Franco comes in relief. Buck Rogers puts it down, and with the tying run at the plate in the person of Marquise Grissom, no heroics here, though, because it's a pop-up to end it, and the Mets win at 6-3. Whitehurst 1-0, Mailer 0-1. Played against star and pitcher for Montreal, Bill Sampson, in a scoreless game in the 4th inning. Hubie goes downtown for a home run, his second of the season. The Soul Blast makes it 1-0 Mets after 4. Ivan Calderon bats in the top of the 6th inning. The Mets leading 1-0. Ron Darling, the starter from New York, delivers, and Calderon singles into left field. Delino DeShields scores. It's 1-1 through 6. Top 8, it's still tied, but Delino DeShields hits a 2 RBI single. Andres Galarraga and Gilberto Reyes score 3-1 Montreal in the 8th. Bottom 8, Darrell Boston at the plate. He hits a long fly ball off of Barry Jones to straightaway center field that Dave Martinez can't get. It's a triple for Boston, and more importantly, crossing the plate is Howard Johnson, so 3-2 New York is trailing. And Mark Carrion, the pinch hitter, follows with a base hit single up the middle that scores Darrell Boston from third base, and it's 3-3 through 8, now in extra innings. In the 11th inning, Gilberto Reyes at the plate against John Franco. Reyes delivers a single off Greg Jeffrey's glove. Nelson Santavina scores to make it a 4-3 Montreal lead and win. Tim Burke 1-0, John Franco 0-1, Steve Fry his first save. The replay shows how close Greg Jeffries came to catching that ball.
New York Mets and their fans paid tribute to the Desert Storm troops on Saturday afternoon at Shea Stadium in New York. The Mets hosting the Montreal Expos in the top of the first. The Expos get off to a good start. Tim Wallach with the RBI single. This scores Delino DeShields, and it's 1-0 Montreal. David Cohn keeping busy on an off day as he serves coffee to his teammates in the Mets dugout. And in the bottom of the third with New York trailing now 2-1. Darrell Boston with the RBI single to score Dave Magadan, and this ties the game at 2 apiece. Then still in the bottom of the third with the bases loaded, Dennis Martinez would hit Charlie O'Brien with this pitch. This would force in Howard Johnson to make it 3-2 Mets. Doc Gooden on the mound for the Mets would have an exceptional day. He would strike out 14 Expos here in the top of the fourth. He gets Tom Foley as he would strike out the side in the fourth. In the bottom of the sixth, the Mets get some insurance. Howard Johnson hitting this 3-0 pitch from Mel Rojas over the fence for a 2-run home run, his first of the year. That makes it 5-2 New York, and Gooden would take charge from there as he would allow 3 runs and 7 hits going the distance and striking out double-figure batters for the 45th time in his career. He strikes out Marquise Grissom to end this one, and the Mets win it 5-3. Gooden, the winner, is now 2-0. Dennis Martinez, the loser, is 1-1. Gooden is now 20-4 in his career in the month of April.
And Boyd and the Montreal Expos hosting the St. Louis Cardinals in Monday afternoon action, the home opener for the Expos. We pick it up in the top of the first inning. Catcher Gilberto Reyes of Montreal guns down Ray Langford trying to steal second base. In this game, Reyes would go on to throw out 3 runners attempting to steal. We move down to the top of the fourth inning. The Cardinals get on the board first. Todd Zeile lines a 2-out single to center field, scoring Ozzie Smith from third base, and the Cardinals led 1-0. Moving now to the bottom of the fourth inning, the Expos tie the score. Here, Andres Galarraga facing Jose De Leon hits a solo home run to center field, Galarraga's first home run of the year, and the score was tied 1-1. But then in the top of the sixth inning, Pedro Guerrero would connect for his first of 2 home runs in this game. Here he belts it to left field, a solo shot off of Oil Cam Boyd, and the Cardinals led 2-1. The score remained 2-1 until the bottom of the 8th inning when the Expos would score 3 runs. Here, Ivan Calderon will ground a single up the middle, scoring Delino DeShields from second base. This tied the score 2-2. Then later in the bottom of the 8th inning, Larry Walker would give the Expos the lead. Here he lines a single to right field, scoring Dave Martinez from third base, and the Expos led 3-2. The Expos would go on to lead 4-2 after 8 innings, but the Cardinals rally for 3 runs in the top of the 9th to win this game. Here Pedro Guerrero in the top of the 9th belts a solo home run off of loser Tim Burke to left field, his second of the game, his second home run of the year, and the Cardinals trailed by only 1 run, 4-3. Then later in the top of the 9th inning, Todd Zeile belts a triple to left center field. This scores Felix Jose from first base, and the score was tied 4-4. Steve Fry would then enter the game to replace Tim Burke, but Fry would give up the game-winning sacrifice fly to Tom Pagnazzi. Here Pagnazzi hits it to right field. It scores Todd Zeile from third base with the go-ahead run. This made the score St. Louis 5-4. And things looked pretty good for the St. Louis Cardinals. It was time to celebrate for Pedro Guerrero. We move now to the bottom of the 9th inning. Lee Smith strikes out the side to pick up his 4th save of the year. St. Louis wins this game 5-4. Smith strikes out Dave Martinez for the final out. The winning pitcher, Chris Carpenter, he's 1-0. Tim Burke picks up the loss. He's 1-1. The Cardinals win 5-4.
Expos took on Ozzie Smith and the St. Louis Cardinals. And the bottom of the first inning, the line on the Shields on second base, and he stole third base. And Tom Pagnozzi's throw went to left field, and the Shields trotted home as the Expos led 1-0 in the bottom of the first inning. And that proved to be the only run of the game as the Expos won by a score of 1-0. Quite a pitching duel between Jamie Moyer of St. Louis and Bill Sampson of Montreal. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Andres Galarraga struck out looking by Moyer. Moyer had 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 1 earned run, 5 hits over 7 innings. And Sampson also went 7 innings. He allowed just 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, including Tom Pagnozzi to end the top of the 7th inning. Moving to the top of the 9th inning, Barry Jones picked up his first National League save. When Todd Zeile flew out to right field to end the game, the Expos won 1-0. Sampson got the win. He's 1-0. Warren got the loss. He's 0-2. Jones' first save. St. Louis 0-6-1. Montreal 1-7-0.
In the top of the second inning, Darrell Boston grounds to Andres Galarraga, who makes a nice flip over to Oil Can Boyd for the out. The first team to score was the Montreal Expos in the bottom of the third inning. With the line on the Shields on second base, Dave Martinez lines a single to left center field. This scores the Shields, and Montreal led 1-0. Then in the top of the sixth inning, the Mets tie the score. Greg Jeffries grounds a double down the right field line, scoring Vince Coleman from third base, and that tied the score 1-1. The Expos would take the lead 2-1 in the bottom of the sixth inning on a sacrifice fly by Ivan Calderon, but in the top of the seventh inning, Mackey Sasser grounds a single up the middle. This scores Tommy Herr from second base, and this tied the score 2-2. Then later in the top of the seventh inning, this man, Vince Coleman, would give the Mets the lead for good. Here he gets a triple to right field. Mackey Sasser's on first base, and Sasser will score all the way from first. It'll be a close play at home, but Sasser will score, and this gave the Mets a 3-2 lead. The Mets picked up one more run in the top of the seventh inning and led 4-2 after 7 innings. Then in the top of the eighth inning, Kevin Elster gave the Mets some insurance runs with a 3-run home run to left field, his second home run of the year, and this made the score 7-2. The Mets hold on to defeat Montreal 9-5.
In the top of the first inning, Andy Van Slyke will hit a 2-run home run off of Bill Sampson. Van Slyke's third home run of the year. RBI's number 11 and 12 as Orlando Merced scores. 2-0 Bucks lead in the top of the first inning. Bottom of the first inning, Ivan Calderon with the base hit. This will score Delino DeShields. RBI number 13 for Calderon. Montreal trail 2-1 in the bottom of the first. In the top of the third inning, Bobby Bonilla up with the bases loaded. He hits a double into the left center field gap. This will score Jay Bell and Orlando Merced. Van Slyke ends up on third base. 4-1, Bucks lead. In the top of the third inning, RBIs number 10 and 11 for Bobby Bonilla. Action now from the bottom of the sixth inning. Dave Martinez with a pinch hit RBI single. Scores Nico Riesco. Montreal trail 5-3. But in the top of the eighth inning, Barry Bonds will put the game away as he hits a 2-run homer off of Steve Fry. For Barry Bonds, his first homer of the year. RBIs number 3 and 4 as Bobby Bonilla scores ahead of Bonds. Pittsburgh led 7-3, and this is the final. Pittsburgh wins 7-3. John Smiley wins. He's 3-0. Bill Sampson takes the loss. He's 1-1.
Dodgers and the Montreal Expos play host to the Pittsburgh Pirates on Wednesday evening. Top of the first inning, Gary Varsho with a double to left field off of Dennis Martinez. Orlando Merced scores from second base for the Pirates. RBI number 3 for Varsho, 1-0 Pittsburgh. 2 outs now in the bottom of the first inning. Delino DeShields off of first base after he's walked. And Gary Varsho now will drop Tim Wallach's fly ball to center field. DeShields off with a pitch, comes around to score from first base on the error. And this game is knotted up at 1 apiece after 1 inning. 65-mile-per-hour winds on Sunday ripped a hole in the roof in Montreal. Top of the fourth inning, Jose Lean will get a double to left center field off of Martinez. Jeff King, who is on second base, comes in to score for the Pirates. And the Pittsburgh Pirates lead Montreal by a score of 2-1 after 3.5 innings of play. Things moving rather smoothly in this game, and that gives Mike LaValliere some time to occupy his mind in other ways from the dugout. Move now to the bottom of the 6th inning. Doug Drabeck gets Spike Owen looking at a called third strike, and it's still 2-1 Pirates through 6 innings. Drabeck's counterpart, Dennis Martinez, is also on a roll, and here he strikes out Orlando Merced in the 7th. Still 2-1 after 6.5 innings. Mike Lavalier still flicking his seeds, and he has in his sights third base coach Gene Lamont. And from the look of things, Lamont is just a little bit too far out of the way for Lavalier. Second and third for Montreal with one out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Andres Galarraga on third. Eric Bollock with the ground ball to Jose Lind, who comes home to Don Slott. Galarraga and Slott collide at the plate, but Slott holds on to the ball. The elbow to the head by Galarraga, but Slott hangs tough and hangs on to the ball for the out. Slott was a little dazed on the play, but he did stay in. That was a big play in this game. Bottom of the 9th inning, one man aboard. Bill Landrum strikes out Larry Walker to end the game. Pirates win 2-1. Drabeck his first win. He's 1-3. Martinez a loss. He's 2-2. Landrum his second save.
Buck Rogers and the Montreal Expos in St. Louis on Friday night to take on the Cardinals. We pick it up in the top of the 2nd inning. This is starting and winning pitcher Bryn Smith. Here in the top of the 2nd inning, he strikes out Gilberto Reyes. Smith went 7 innings, allowing no runs on 5 hits and striking out 4 batters. Moving out of the bottom of the 5th inning with St. Louis leading 1-0. Bernard Gilkey hits a solo home run to left field. His first home run of the year, RBI number 4 for Gilkey, and St. Louis led 2-0. Moving out of the bottom of the 6th inning, St. Louis scores 2 more runs. This is Felix Jose at the plate for St. Louis. He went 4 for 4 in this game. Here he'll line a triple to the right center field gap, scoring Pedro Guerrero. This is Jose's 14th RBI of the year, and it gave St. Louis a 3-0 lead. Then later in the bottom of the 6th inning, Bryn Smith got into the act. Here at the plate, he lines a single to center field, scoring Felix Jose from third base, giving St. Louis a 4-0 lead. And that would be the final score. The Cardinals hold on to win 4-0. Bryn Smith's the winner. He's 3-0. Oil Can Boyd takes a loss. He's 0-3.
Full moon is out tonight at St. Louis as the Cardinals take on the Montreal Expos. And in the top of the 3rd inning with no score, Dave Martinez with his single to center field. Ray Langford gets it on the short hop. In to score is Gilberto Reyes, and the Expos lead it 1-0. Going now to the bottom of the 3rd inning, Pedro Guerrero will come through with this base hit to right field. This scores Ozzie Smith, and we are tied at 1. Larry Walker comes up throwing. Ray Langford, though, is safe at third base. We go now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Jose Oquendo will hit into this 6-4-3 double play, but Todd Zeal scores the go-ahead run, and the Cardinals lead it 2-1. Ken Hill pitched a good ball game for the St. Louis Cardinals as he goes 6 innings to get the victory. He now moves to 2-1. Here he gets Dave Martinez to fly to left fielder Bernard Gilkey to end the top of the 5th inning. Hill goes 6 innings, gives up 4 hits, 1 run, walks 3, and strikes out 1 for the victory. Lee Smith came on in the 9th inning to get the save. Smith will get Delino DeShields to ground to second baseman Jose Oquendo to end it. The Cardinals defeat the Expos 2-1 as the Expos tailspin continues. The winner Ken Hill 2-1, the loser Rick Mailer 1-2, save to Lee Smith his 7th. The Expos have now lost 7 games in a row. St. Louis, the Cardinals taking on the Montreal Expos, with the Expos leading it 2-0 in the top of the 2nd inning. Marquise Grissom with the single to left center field. Bill Sampson scores. The Expos lead it 3-0. And Delino DeShields gets hung up to dry as Pagnazzi throws him out at third base. We go now to the top of the 3rd inning. Ivan Calderon will smash this to left field for his 3rd home run of the season, RBI number 14, and the Expos had a 4-0 lead. With the Expos leading at 5-0, we go now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Todd Zeal comes up, and he will smash his 1st home run of the season to left field. This makes the score 5-1 Montreal. With Montreal leading at 5-4, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Felix Jose with a shot. Galarraga stops it but can't find it. Ozzie Smith scores, and we are tied at 5-5. Going now to the top of the 8th inning, Marquise Grissom will connect for a grand slam home run. For Grissom, it's his 1st home run of the season, The Expos go on to defeat the Cardinals 9-6, and they snap their 7-game losing streak.
And this would be a great pitcher's duel between Dennis Martinez of Montreal and Mike Morgan of Los Angeles. Here in the top of the first inning, Dennis Martinez strikes out Darryl Strawberry. Martinez went 9 innings in this game, allowing only 4 hits, no runs, and striking out 7 batters. In the bottom of the second inning, this is Mike Morgan striking out Dave Martinez. Morgan went 8 innings, allowing only 2 hits, 1 run, and striking out 5. Morgan would only give up 1 hit until the bottom of the 9th inning, but the second hit he would give up would be the killing blow. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Delino DeShields hits the first pitch of the inning over the center field wall, his second home run of the year, giving the Montreal Expos a dramatic 1-0 victory over the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'll take another look at this winning home run by Delino DeShields. Here's the nice swing and the winning cut to beat the Dodgers. The Montreal Expos win 1-0. Dennis Martinez is the winner. He's 3-2. He pitches his 19th career shutout. The losing pitcher, Mike Morgan, is 2-2 despite allowing only 2 hits.